You are watching IHSLA Semi-State on IndianaSRN. Tonight's matchup features the top-ranked Carmel Greyhounds hosting the fourth-ranked Cathedral Fighting Irish. Hello, everyone. I'm Joey Lindstrom alongside Marion women's head coach Allie Stork-Sneed. So good to be with you here tonight for our coverage on IndianaSRN of the IHSLA tournament. And we are so excited to bring you the action. Allie, these two teams are no stranger to deep playoff runs. Cathedral had made the state title game last season. Carmel, the state title runner-up the previous season, both falling to Hamilton Southeastern, now facing each other to get back to that state title game. What do you expect to see with a matchup of such pedigree?
Yeah, such an exciting matchup, especially out of these coaches who know what to expect at this level of play at this time of the season, coming right down here to the end, both looking to kind of avenge themselves against HSE. It'll be a really fun matchup between them. Expect both teams to come out strong and powerful right away. I would assume that, both coaches are really looking forward to strong, powerful play from the jump, looking to get momentum on their side early and often.
Before we get to our team previews, want to bring you our shout-outs to our sponsors today. True Lacrosse, committed to education and developing young men and women in the sports. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. Morales Group, better futures one story at a time. And Bertner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. And finally, Empire Lacrosse, your source for all things lacrosse. Get started with this Cathedral team, coached by Andy Gruber, 6-12 overall on the season, 5-5 in-state, 1-7 out-of-state. They've had a tough time finding their groove in the state of Indiana, but in this playoff run, they are so dangerous because of the youth and the talent that they have.
Yeah, Gruber's been able to find a way to get this young squad able to really pull themselves together late in the season. Looked at their record, you wouldn't think that, this is a team that's going to be able to go deep and go far, but they've proven just the opposite. He has been able to organize these young men into something that's really been a formidable force.
Defeated Zionsville 11-8 to get here today against this Carmel team, a Greyhound squad, 14-5 overall, unbeaten in the state of Indiana, 9 wins in the Crossroads of America. Out of state, 5-5. They played a very formidable schedule. Jack Meacham is obviously positive about his team. This is one of the best, most put together squads he's had in a while.
Yes, definitely. It's a very mature group of young men. They've got lots of seniors who are going on to play at the next level, some high-level players I can't wait to talk about as the game kind of continues. But it's going to be a really exciting game for Meacham, and looking forward to his mature squad kind of going up against a little bit of a younger team here. Speaking about some of those players, but Kyle Fedorcha, I'm sorry, I'm going to mess that up all day. But yeah, Bryant commit, really 60 goals in the season and 27 assists. I can't wait to see what he's able to do today. 5 Division I commits on the Carmel side is a stacked roster. Most of those players on offense going to be a lot of fun to watch. We're going to break here for our national anthem, Cathedral and Carmel on the way back.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. it's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back here at Carmel High School, Joey Lindstrom alongside Allie Stork-Sneed. Carmel and Cathedral getting set to do battle. One of the best traditions in lacrosse where both teams line up across from each other to touch gloves before the game. And the goalies start off those touching of gloves. Both number ones in between the sticks today. We'll start on the Cathedral side. Brian Panzer, 55 saves, 107 goals allowed. 34% in the cage, but he was out for 6 weeks out of the season with an injury to a part of his pelvis. An amazing comeback story to have a performance like he has and then walk his team into a semi-state matchup.
Truly, yeah, the matchup of the number ones here. I can't wait to see Brian Panzer. He's a mature goalie who has been playing here for a while, and he is just excited to get back in the cage and also come back off of this really serious injury and to be able to perform at the level that he has been. I mean, the mental maturity that it takes to be in that position and then also to come back from that injury as well.
An unprecedented injury that a lot of us probably wouldn't be able to come back from. On the opposite side, you have Mason Buttery, 138 saves to his credit, 51% in the cage, only just under 7 goals allowed per game. He has stepped up big for this Carmel Greyhounds team.
Yeah, Mason Buttery, really, that less than 7 goals allowed per game, that's going to be a big difference maker here in this game.
It was Trig Lee and Cole Roseman at the face-off X today. That's a big matchup to watch. Jack Meacham feels that if they can take advantage at the face-off X, they might be able to run away with this game early, but Cathedral obviously needing some extra assistance there at the dot. You have Jackson Edwards, a first-team All-Stater, along with Trigley as well. They'll rotate there.
The face-off's really going to be a crucial piece of this game. One of the best parts about lacrosse is the fact that you do go back to a 50-50 game after a goal. It's one of the only sports that does it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the face-off plays in this game today.
It's certainly not a you take a possession, I take a possession
No.
after you score. It's an all-out battle every single time. Oh, what a fight through the pick. Physicality on the menu for this Cathedral team. What are some keys to the game for this Carmel Greyhounds team as Fedorcha fires one wide?
Yeah, great first shot here in the game. Exciting to see the first one kind of get rattled off there. Some of the keys for the game for this Carmel team, they are really going to need to kind of keep the momentum going on their side, as well as keep firing. They've got a really strong there it is.
Leo Prosser gets the attack going for Carmel right away. Committed to Bellarmine. He's got his 43rd goal of the season.
What a pretty little roll there happening below the crease. We'll watch that again here as he's going to come right around, be able to wrap around the cage, get his hands free. Look at that nice little pick on there. Powering through the pressure. Able to rattle off a nice low shot.
And when you're working behind the cage like that, sometimes your options can be limited when you want to go to the goal. He took advantage with the little space that he had.
He did, yeah. Being able to see those little holes is really going to be crucial when it comes to shooting today, knowing that Cathedral, one of their goals is going to be to take away their hands, try and get those opportunities to be less when it comes to Carmel. But they're going to have to take advantage of the small narrow shot windows that they're going to get.
It's a Carmel team that averages over 14 goals per game this season. Statistically, the best team in the state of Indiana when they are on offense. HSE, Hamilton Southeastern, a close second. This is a team that doesn't shy away from any challenge in front of them. They want to go at every single defense, as you see Prosser here.
Definitely. And the other piece of this too, and you'll see it when it comes to these, the depth and the age that they have on this team is they take their time and they wait for a good opportunity. They're not forcing any options that they're going to have. You'll see it just there in that last shot as well. They're going to wait and they're going to see the best chances that they have.
This is Quinn Huber, the Canisius commit. Working up top.
Oh.
Shot goes right through the feet of Panzer, and it's a 2-goal game for Carmel.
Second goal low there. Panzer, he got a piece of that one, but it managed to trickle right by him again. I imagine Carmel's going to keep sending it low. Look at that again. You'll notice he had so much space for his hands on that. Really, Cathedral's going to have to get their stick on top of those hands if they want to be able to kind of stop that shot from coming all day.
Cathedral without a possession so far. It's been all Carmel in these first few minutes. But here you go.
Just like that.
It's a good ground ball, but a yard sale welcomes for Ethan Viegel. Now Carmel trying to make it 3.
The long stick. Love when the long stick gets in there.
Charlie Marsh, the long stick midfielder. He wanted a piece of the action early. Fedorchuk jars that loose.
You can tell the Cathedral's getting a little excited when they're getting the ball. It's got to get some patience going on here. There we go. Here's a good possession. Oh.
Robbie Rapp trying to clear it over to his teammate Aiden Reyes. Been a troubling part of Cathedral's season this year has been the clearing game. Andy Gruber wanting to emphasize how important it is to get that ball in possession against a team like Carmel. But the Fighting Irish have their first true half-field set.
Let's see what they're able to set up here.
What are some of your key insights for this Cathedral offense here today, Allie?
The Cathedral offense, they are not going to have to be, they're going to have to be a little bit patient, but not as patient as Carmel's going to be. They like to set a tempo early and continue to have momentum. Right now, they don't have momentum on their side. They're going to have to score a little bit early and a little bit more often if they want to keep it in this.
Got a player down on one knee. I'm not sure who it is, but looks like a non-contact injury. We will take a timeout, the training staff, to attend to that player and be back with you here in a second. That was Kane Shelburne out for Carmel. Back with you here on IndianaSRN, IHSLA semi-state. Winner of this matchup will go on to play the winner of Hamilton Southeastern and St. Joseph out of South Bend. That is a 6 seed versus a 2 seed. St. Joe defeated Center Grove to get to semi-state, and the reigning Class 1A champions trying to make their mark in the tourney. These two teams have had a ton of experience in the state title game. Cathedral has state championships in 2005, 2013, 2016, 17, and 19. 5 to their credit. Carmel's got 4 as they get another goal here. Beautifully done by Quinn Huber. A first-team All-Staters, 29th goal of the season.
Quinn Huber, again, that Canisius commit that we talked about, we knew he was going to, again, rifling it low. There, it seems like that's the strategy right now going against Brian Panzer. But Quinn Huber, that they were talking about, Meacham wants to run a lot of the offense through him. He makes really great decisions when he has the ball, and clearly making a good decision on the shot there.
He is crafty, and he's also got length. I mean, you don't get many kids playing midfield that are 6 feet and above, but Huber standing at a lowly 6'1", is fully prepared to take shots like that from 10 to 15 yards away, as we have our first timeout of our game today. And we will be back with you in a minute here on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners, because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
3-0 so far in favor of the Carmel Greyhounds. Large part due to the efforts of Leo Prosser and Quinn Huber, already with 2 goals today.
Impressive performances already coming out of this Carmel attack. We knew that they were going to come out mature. We knew that they were going to take their time and wait for great opportunities, continuously proving it. They've got, 3 goals on 5 shots?
It was a great poke check to jar that ball out by Kinesko.
Seeing one of our first true clears here of the game. Excited to see the way that these teams are going to try and pressure here. Send in the double. Forcing that turnover. It's a great choice by Carmel.
And that's you. Maybe you tell the audience, what does a great ride do for your team to get possession back?
A great ride. It's about giving up certain options and certain players. You'll notice there will occasionally be an open player that's going to be a far pass, but really pressuring the ball where you can. Try and force those turnovers to get it back, because the best, even the best attackers on your team can be really, really fabulous defenders when they're still in that, quarter of the field. If you're able to get a turnover and then create possession, it's just going to give your team so much more time to set up their offense and be even more patient when they've got the ball.
And you even think sometimes about attackers being great defenders, but that is something that coaches teach very successfully. When they have attackers who are very formidable offensively, they got to be as formidable defensively on the run.
Absolutely. When you need a really great attacker, they can't just be able to shoot. There's another shot low.
It's very clear what they're trying to do here against Panzer.
Yes.
Charlie Rafalco, another guy for this Carmel team who can put the ball in the back of the cage. This is Fedorcha, held scoreless so far, and likely to change right now. Wow. Kyle Fedorcha, the Bryant commit, gets on the board and adds another tally for Carmel.
What was so impressive about that was how quickly Fedorcha, you'll see him able to, on this replay, how he's able to switch, get the spin, switch his hands, and create that space on the jump shot. That is really impressive athleticism out of Fedorcha. And you'll notice the bounce shot going back down, but hitting that top corner, that's one of the hardest saves for a goalie to make. And we see in Brian Panzer, he probably realizes now he's going to have to drop early on those low shots. But if you can bounce it that hard and go high, it's going to be an impressive kind of goal.
Treg Lee wins the faceoff. Now, when you were a goalie in college, now you're coaching everybody, obviously,
yes,
but
yes.
you probably do have quite a bit of hand with the goalies.
Yes.
When you understand that maybe one of your goalies has a tendency to not save the lower shots, what kind of things are you emphasizing for them?
It's about confidence in yourself when it comes to low shots. A lot of times the goalies will wait, and they'll wait to drop, but you need to know the second you realize that ball is going low, you have to have full faith in yourself that you're going to be able to get there and send it all the way down as quickly as you possibly can. Low shots are something that all goalies struggle with. It's a really common kind of thing, especially when it comes to the high school level. In college, they get a little bit more talented at it, but it's just so much more space to kind of cover. But yeah, I'm personally always going to be a little bit biased to the goalies here and how hard that they're going to be working.
I'm convinced that every goalie is a psycho.
Probably a little bit.
Turnover here. Cathedral was in the crease. Charlie Marsh will take it up. You see Mason Bardwell working hard on defense. He's also another Division I commit for this Carmel team. He'll head to Vermont next season.
So many coming out of this team.
No doubt. And some of these guys were committed since their sophomore year. At least Fedorcha and Bardwell were both committed both to Bryant and Vermont.
Yeah, the impressive teams, too. I mean, headed to Bryant and Vermont is going to be headed up to the New England area and being able to compete in a, from Indiana, a sport that's not typical for this area, but they've got the athleticism and they have the ability. And that's what's been so fun about growing Indiana lacrosse here in the state. And
Jack Meacham, head coach of Carmel, also emphasizes how much growth he sees in the youth level and how much passion there is. He coaches for True Lacrosse, one of the popular club teams in the Midwest, across the country, really. And he's very, very excited about the pipeline that will be coming through high schools soon to be over the next few years.
Yes, definitely. It really is starting with club and the youth level where, now high schools are able to get players who have had a stick in their hands, do know the basics, have a little bit of athleticism in them when it comes to sport and not just taking basketball crossovers as it used to be in the last about 10 years ago.
Or the football guys who just like hitting.
Yes, the guys who know pads and a helmet pretty well. Jack Meacham's done such a great job with True. It's a outpost kind of club, and they have them all over the country. But the one in Indiana, he has really brought it up to be something special on the men's side.
Got a official's timeout for an injury. This is a Cathedral defender. Can't quite tell the number. But 2 non-contact injuries, both affecting both teams. This is Henry Hammonds, and he'll have to step out, or at least causing the timeout for his injury. Andy Gruber checking out to make sure he's okay. Andy Gruber also has been in this state coaching lacrosse for better part of 15 years, and he's also a coach that takes a lot of pride in the way that the sport is starting to move and become more popular in the Midwest. He is also very optimistic on the outlook of youth lacrosse in the state as well, albeit he's not also coaching club like Jack Meacham, but he sees the power and the talent that he gets through his Cathedral program.
Yes, definitely. And Andy Gruber as well, being around for as long as he have. What's great about Indiana lacrosse is that the coaches are so passionate and they're willing to work together. And they're willing to help one another to help grow the state, but still be able to have these high-level, high-competition games where they're trying to figure one another out, their teams are trying to figure each other out, but it's all in the same message and on kind of with the same goal in mind.
Tall order for Paul Shetty working on Quinn Huber. Now you have Canesco against Fedorcha. Huber got hands free. That one's off the crossbar.
One of the first high shots we've seen. Now we got a little bit of variance going on in the shots.
This is Jackson Weaver, wide of the cage.
Trying a little bit more from low now. Cathedral's done a nice job of getting their hands out on those high shots. The last few they broke up, so looking for some more opportunities from low. See them try a couple crease rolls. They got one this way earlier.
Almost a beautifully executed shovel goal from Weaver.
Those are always fun when you got to catch cross your body. People don't realize how difficult that skill is. What an impressive grab. He was able to maintain that and try and get the shot off.
Yeah, he caught that at his waist.
Yeah.
And still had time to slide his hand down to shovel that.
Yeah. Not all goals are pretty.
And they look pretty if they go in.
They do look pretty if they go in. They still look pretty when you're able to make that catch.
Another shot.
Great save.
Beautifully done by Brian Panzer. Could be just what Cathedral needed.
I think so. That's going to give a little bit of juice to his team now. Help lead them this offensive set.
Ayers on the run. Passed it off to Reyes.
Just a quick shot. Expect that out of Cathedral's offense as they continue to go. They want to kind of set a higher tempo game when it comes to offense. They're going to be a little less patient than Carmel, I would expect, but still looking for those really great opportunities.
And where do you land on strategy of running and gunning versus just having maybe a set offense?
Truly, it depends. So, wow. Just a great little interception. Great eyes there to get that interception and see that pass coming through. Really good read.
Brock Rose, the defensive midfielder, Dish it off to Fedorcha as Carmel gets back started with their next possession. Just under 1:20 to play in the first quarter, and the Greyhounds of Carmel, the top seed in the state in Class 2A, comfortable so far. Ripping another shot, another save from Panzer. Back to back.
Panzer's getting it figured out now. He's dropping pretty quickly. He's gotten some confidence in himself.
Crosser was defended tough. Leo Hammonds, I beg your pardon, Jacob Mayer jars that ball loose. Great effort from Cathedral. Carmel still gets that ground ball.
Truly, you can see Cathedral coming together a little bit here when it comes to the tenacity on these ground balls. They're fighting for it. You can tell they're not laying down yet. They're going to work really hard still.
25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Last time these two teams played is an 18-8 victory for Carmel.
You'll notice Cathedral playing a little bit tighter now. Tighter on the hands. Oh, good ground ball pickup.
Yeah, Panzer getting out of cage. Something that he brings to this team is a little athleticism. Nifty move, Campbell Reed. Cathedral's got to get a shot off. Bounces off the helmet. That's got to hurt for Leo Hammonds. Flag down on the field.
Quick shout out to Campbell Reed. That was a beautiful swim dodge. Just to be able to cage one-handed over top his defender. Nice move there.
This is going to be, well, I figured this out. They have put 1 second back on the game clock. This is a penalty on Carmel for a slash on Kyle Fedorcha. So we'll have 59 seconds of a man-up opportunity for Cathedral coming out of the first quarter. And after our first quarter ends here, it is 4-0 in favor of the Greyhounds from Carmel. Cathedral will be man up when we come back for the second quarter. You're watching IHSLA Semi-State on IndianaSRN.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
4-0 our count at the end of one, alongside Allie Stork-Sneed. Joey Lindstrom with you. So far, so good for the Carmel Greyhounds, Allie, and what has been working so well for them is their off-ball movement, but getting the ball to their best playmakers.
Yes, that's usually a pretty easy key. Get the ball to the people who are really good with it. Yeah, they're doing a really nice job, especially early when it came to being able to find those scoring. But Cathedral really putting together a nicer last few minutes there of the quarter, hoping that they can make a little bit of a defensive change. They'll be expect them to be able to move the ball when they get it now. They've got the man-up opportunity happening for a few more seconds, about 54 more seconds. I expect a little bit of patience here.
Sure. When you have a man-up opportunity, the best way to tackle that is how?
The best way to tackle that is force players to commit to as many players as you can. So you want to really draw the defense when you've got the ball. You want them to pay respect to you, the people who are adjacent to you, and leave the opposite side open. And then you can get a quick pass out. They don't have time to recover for it, and then be able to send a quick shot. You'll see that's what Cathedral was trying to do it there. Just a small turnover, but they've got the right idea.
Under 30 seconds left. Fedorcha's penalty is a turnover, nicely executed by Corbin Crossan for the Greyhounds.
Expect some risky defense now. Yeah, you see it there. That physicality really, really going after the stick while they still have the man-up opportunity on defense.
Yeah, send your poles to get sticks on hands.
Absolutely.
Penalties released for back to full strength.
Cathedral having some success here in the last few minutes of the last round, playing a little bit further out. You'll see they're a little tighter marked. They're not giving so much space. They're not allowing Carmel to get as many easy outside passes and take their time like they did before.
Quinn Huber tried to switch hands. That one goes wide of the cage. Back up, though, is Leo Prosser. Gets the pick. Jacob Mayer working on Prosser. Lifts the hands, affects the shot. And another turnover for Cathedral.
Great defensive job there by Cathedral, especially off the pick switches. Being able to see that and kind of read it. They had earlier at the beginning of the game, it wasn't as smooth, but that one looked a little easy for Cathedral, hoping that they can create some great opportunities here. Starting at their defensive end and moving it in.
Irish still looking for their first goal of the season. This team 5-5 in state, 1-7 out of state. They also play in the MSLA. Trying to sneak that one through. Mason Bardwell saying not today. So skilled with the ground balls as the Vermont commit.
Yeah, wow.
Gets that back, and it was tough sledding there for Jack Bedich.
That was a risky pass there by Cathedral, but again, expect that out of them. They are going to push the tempo. That's what we know that they're going to want to do that, especially against this team.
Grant Bettner getting mauled.
Oh my gosh.
For that ball to get loose.
Goodspeed. Sticks.
Josh Goodspeed clears it himself. The Greyhounds get possession back. It's been tough for Cathedral on offense. This Carmel defense just swarming them.
Yeah, they are doing multiple opportunities. They've had to just get a lot of sticks on the body, or on the stick, and kind of poke out these opportunities when it comes to having the ball. I like what Cathedral's trying to do, and I like seeing there a little bit of the defensive switch that they've put in here. You'll notice they're really letting Huber have the ball. They're allowing him to kind of command the offense. Nice save there again.
Banzer drops to the knees and lets it fly. Gets himself another save. And that was a great open shot from a Falco. A player playing without the helmet. That's normally an illegal procedure if you keep playing without your helmet. Same thing with if you play without your stick, but because of the safety, we'll see what the verdict is here.
It's also one of the points of emphasis this year on the men's game is that they want players to wear their helmet legally and make sure that the straps are always appropriately fitting and really on there nice and tight. They're really on top of safety this year specifically, so expecting that player to have to come off, fix that helmet before he's able to rejoin the game.
Well, because of that helmet being off the head of Falco, this is going to stay with Carmel because Cathedral continue to play with it. That's at least what we're hearing now. But still even strength. Fedorcha gets through, had one goal in the first quarter. Defended tough by Conesco.
I like seeing the pressure behind the cage that they're adding here, and especially out as well. Oh, wow.
Beautiful goal. Leo Hammonds notches a goal on the board and gives Carmel 5. His 25th goal on the season.
What an impressive goal by Hammonds, too. Seeing that space, you see how narrow of a window it is between him, his defender, defender in the middle, and then the goalie on top of it as well to have faith in himself to get that goal off. That was a great shot.
Eight minutes to go here in our second quarter. Off the violation, Trig Lee gains it for Cathedral. 2 players made all-class and all-state as Jackson Edwards and Danny Hall for the Fighting Irish. A few more for Carmel, Cole Roseman along with Quinn Huber and Mason Bardwell. So congratulations to those players.
What a great accomplishment by those players. Such a, a difficult role and really to be recognized and honored. How exciting for them and their families. Here's that Carmel defense again. Oh, their checking is...
A lot of recklessness around the crease. This is actually going to stay with Carmel. With Cathedral, rather. And that's going to force Andy Gruber to take a timeout, regroup halfway through this second quarter. We'll take a timeout with him. You're watching IHSLA Semi-State on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Cathedral still seeking its first goal on the day. Players that have been very impactful for them, Campbell Reed and Jack Bedich, both have had chances today. 32 goals to Campbell Reed's credit and 31 for Bedich.
I would expect something creative here out of Cathedral. They've had a few really great looks into the middle. Nice little pick set there. Trying to find the matchups. They're really going to keep trying to switch and find the good matchups, especially against this really physical Carmel defense.
Andy Gruber's prepared for a lot of the hot slides that Carmel's going to have defensively. And now my question to you is, how do you beat those slides? Is it a pass to a pass? Is it a dodge to a pass? How do you get through those kind of things?
It's different based on the players. If they've got some strong dodging, then let's go based on a dodge. If they're players who work well together, been playing together for a few years, let's go for some picks on ball, off ball, find those matchups, find those differences, and really take advantage. Oh, good shot there.
Austin Clark.
Quick shooting is going to be that's going to be the key.
First really good chance we've seen for Cathedral in this second quarter, as Gus Art backs this up.
Carmel giving them a little bit more space than how they did when they started the game as well. Expect a few more shots on goal with that.
Back up top. It's a good shot from Campbell Reed.
Great save. Very confident save to be able to maintain that ball coming out too. That was good patience here. You're just the clearing game now for Cathedral. Let's see how they're able to play defense on it. I know they like a little bit of a risky game, but not quite seeing it there.
And an errant pass goes through the stick of Fedorcha. Ball right back to Cathedral. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Winner of this game will go on to play the winner of St. Joe at HSE, which has just got started over on IndianaSRN, our family of networks. Troy Darengowski and Keith Myers will be on the call for that one. Should be a lot of fun. Open field check. Nicely executed by Charlie Marsh, another player that will take his talents to a Division I school. He's headed to Robert Morris. Captain as a junior this year. So he's got another season to go here in high school. Timeout on the field. Take one with him. Be back with you in a minute.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Carmel will have possession here after their timeout. The Greyhounds, winners of state titles 4 times in this program history, but haven't won since 2015. They were runner-up back in 2021 against Hamilton Southeastern. But the 3 monsters of the IHSLA, Cathedral, Carmel, and Hamilton Southeastern, have all traded blows across Class 2A for the better part of about 13 years. But the Greyhounds have had a very strong season trying to get back to state after falling to Hamilton Southeastern in semi-state last season at home.
Oh, you know these guys are hungry.
That they are.
Wow.
Fedorcha hungry for another goal, his second of the day, and his 62nd overall.
Another great left-handed goal, too, by him. Very strong in both hands. That's a second goal coming off that direction when he's able to just kind of switch to the outside and pull up on the left.
It's so tough when you have a lefty who is so skilled.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot harder for a defense to play.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. And, yeah, such a natural talent there.
Roseman facing off, getting himself and Carmel a possession here. This could be a push with possession. No flag has been thrown yet. It's going to call it a loose ball push on Carmel. Could have sworn that maybe Leo Prosser had possession there when he got pushed.
You see, the officials going out to talk about it now. That's the fun thing about lacrosse sometimes is you can be watching the same thing and see something completely different.
Yeah.
It happens so quickly.
It does. It's a beautiful game.
It is a beautiful game. That ball's awfully small.
Had the NCAA women's and men's national championships over the weekend. Congratulations to Northwestern and Notre Dame, respective for their Division I national titles. The Midwest representing.
The Midwest is representing. It is very exciting to see 2 teams out of the Midwest kind of pull it out on the national stage at the Division I level. Typically a sport that we consider a northeastern hotbed between Maryland and New York. You don't often see it coming out here, but Indiana really representing on the men's side. Exciting to see it.
Notre Dame's first national title in program history. I believe it was Northwestern's 7th, maybe even more.
Shame on me. I should know that.
It's a lot to
their
to
head
very
coach
for
this
others,
year,
but.
Kelly Amonte Hiller. She's a Hall of Champion coach as well. She's got inducted and decided to win a championship on top of her induction. An impressive woman.
Can't get much better than that. And led by a lot of youth on that team as well.
Yes, a very young team.
Turnover here for Carmel. Gives way for the Irish to maybe clear. Scooping it is Colin Ayers.
Noticing all those Carmel bodies around the ball. They're really swarming when it comes to that.
Andy Gruber going to take another timeout for the Fighting Irish. 4:12 left to play in the second quarter. Be back with you in a sec.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Andy Gruber trying to get his team set. They defeated Zionsville 11-8 to get to this game today.
what's exciting, too, about that game, they had lost to Zionsville by double digits earlier in the season. Being able to pull it off in the postseason is really the most exciting piece. The team was young and hungry and came after Zionsville, and now they want the same redemption against Carmel from their previous matchup this year, too.
It was definitely a tougher year for this Cathedral team. They lost to St. Joe as well by 1 goal. They lose to Center Grove by 1 goal, Hamilton Southeastern by 1 goal. What could have swung for this team a little bit had they been able to pull out those 1-goal games. Regardless, they're still here at semi-state, of course. But
yes.
Just for the confidence and the well-being of this team.
Well, Andy Gruber, clearly he's done a great job of motivating these young men to be able to keep them from getting down on themselves when it comes to those kind of 1-goal games and being able to fight their way through it. Here's a quick, clear opportunity by Carmel.
Beautifully done. Good speed, gets it up to Shelburne. Carmel's on the run again. Fedorcha, a hat trick in the first half for Kyle Fedorcha.
You'll recognize that same move again. Driving on the right-hand side, switching to that left, and a quick little jump shot. He has that. He's got that down pat.
I think he'll be very, very formidable in Rhode Island next season.
Absolutely. Absolutely. On the left-hand side, he is just absolute dynamite, especially when it comes to those low shots. We know, too, Brian Panzer knows where it's going. It is just hard to make those saves regardless. Ball's going up. Still a fight there on the face-off. Now we get to see Cathedral's their transition a little bit, but seeing them a little bit more aggressive.
Fight for that ground ball along the sideline. 3:10 remaining in the first half. Carmel leads 7-0. Cathedral still seeking its first goal. Been tough sledding for the Irish. Carmel defense has gotten after the hands and sticks.
Absolutely. They had check-in practice yesterday. Holy cow.
They're working hard on this offense.
I'm liking this change of tempo here a little bit for Cathedral.
Bettner dishes down to Gus Art. Working behind the cage on a short stick defensive midfielder. That is Odell. Campbell Reed sticks it and gets the ball back. Tough hit on Alderman.
Cathedral's getting those looks to the middle from the low sides. They are able to grab. They're feeding into the middle really well. They just haven't been able to secure the pass yet. That's going to be really the difference here. Once they can secure that pass, it's going to be a quick shot.
2 minutes to go. Campbell Reed trying to get hands free. Shot wide of the cage.
That's
Roboticus.
What a pretty play set up right there. Talking about being able to create those mismatches. Carmel was not able to read that switch and giving Cathedral a good opportunity. They just can't seem to get it on the cage.
Bettner again. And Cathedral's on the board.
Hear their crowd. They've been waiting for that.
21st goal from Grant Bettner. Had a thumb injury when they were playing Zionsville. Has had some time to heal through. Gets the goal to go.
Knowing Bettner, he wanted that for his team. You could tell. They've had better opportunities, but he just really, sometimes it's the will to win and the will to score that'll do it for you. And Bettner proving it, he had it there.
Donning the orange boots.
We got some fun cleat colors going on here in this game.
He's got ankle socks, too.
Yeah, those are making a comeback.
That is a look. It's called fashion. Look it up.
I don't know about you, but I still can't get into the ankle socks, Joey.
I can't either. I don't have calves, so it doesn't work for me. Another turnover, though, for Carmel. And 1:30 left in our first half. Cathedral, 1 goal now on the board, and in lacrosse, forever the game of runs. When there is 1 goal, sometimes there can be many in a row.
Oh, yeah. It's a game of runs. They open the floodgates. Once one team starts feeling themselves, they'll keep it going. And you find the back of the net once and starts getting the goalie's head a little bit too. You might be able to find a couple more. Hopefully string together a couple here. Oh, that's a great open look.
Open look for Campbell Reed over top the cage.
You'll notice Carmel has left this left side here open a bit. When I say left side, I mean the goalie's left. I'm always obviously referring to the goalies.
Where they're facing. Yeah.
Right. You'll notice they're leaving it there a little bit more, creating those low angle shots when Cathedral doesn't have as many dynamic left-handed goal scorers quite like Carmel does, but hopefully they can string together a couple.
Campbell Reed with the no-look shovel. 31 seconds to go.
Yes, you'll see that Carmel, I think it's a defensive choice that they're making, realizing that their goalie's stronger on that side, and maybe Cathedral's goal scorers aren't as strong on that side. Oh, yep.
Beautiful shot from Ian Bonacuse. Gives Cathedral their second lead, and the Irish faithful have come alive. 20 seconds to go in this first half, and that's 2 goals in a row for the Irish in under a minute.
Yeah. You'll notice that goal kind of coming off of that right side. Again, he had 3 defenders were all right there on it, but able to get those hands free quickly. It was exciting seeing how many shots that Cathedral was able to put together there in such a short period of time.
Trig Lee working against Cole Roseman. Battle at the face-off X continues. 10 seconds left to go in the half.
Both teams wanting it here.
This is great. This is what lacrosse is all about.
Yes.
5 seconds to go, though. Bretner.
Expect a quick one. They got somebody in front.
Does he get the shot off in time? He does, but it's saved by Buttery after the check. So far, so good for Carmel, but Cathedral starting to creep back a little bit. We'll be right back after these messages for our halftime show. You're watching IHSLA Semi-State on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome you back to Carmel High School alongside Allie Stork-Sneed, Joey Lindstrom. Thought it might be good to give some insights into the wide world of Indiana lacrosse as it pertains to you, Allie. We've been chopping up the game as we've gone along here, and you've done an excellent job as an analyst, but I want to know the perspective of a coach in the state of Indiana. I mean, for you, what's it like recruiting in this state? Are there other areas that you're recruiting, like in the Midwest, or how far do you travel? You are the Marion women's lacrosse head coach. What all goes into that? Give me a 10,000-foot view for the people.
Yeah. No, I am, not an Indiana native, as I imagine a lot of people, and I've noticed a lot of the lacrosse community here talking to parents, not many Indiana natives that are kind of getting involved, but people have found a stronghold here, loving this state and loving the sport here. It has been a lot of fun to see it grow. Getting here early, it came into Butler and got to help start their program my junior year of college, and playing there the inaugural season was such a gift and really introduced me to the sport, and especially on the women's side, it has been really exciting to kind of see the amount of growth that it's had, and really it's fun for the athletes, right? Like, that's the best part about the sport, is that you can see how much the student athletes love to play, and that's what makes the sport really easy to grow. And also, people love to talk about it. Here's you and I sitting here. What a privilege that we get to sit here and broadcast this game and talk about this great sport. But It's a sport that when it comes to recruiting, truthfully, I love Indiana lacrosse players. The majority of my team's Indiana lacrosse players. I do have a couple outliers, Florida and Michigan, Ohio, things like that. But the majority of them coming right here from the state. One of my philosophies is keep local talent local. I hate to see these really great players leaving.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for some of these boys going back to the Northeast, but wish that they could be bringing their talents right here, staying in the state. But when it comes to that too, it's not just recruiting athletes who know the sport, have been playing the sport from a youth level. That's now growing. But at my level, it's being able to take the athletes from all different sports and make them a lacrosse player.
Yep.
And that's the best part about this is that it is so many of the skills are very transferable, right? Footwork coming from soccer, the offensive and defensive concepts coming from basketball, they're easy hand-eye coordination, volleyball, and different things like that or softball. I've been able to take a lot of different players from a lot of different sports and make them very, very sound lacrosse athletes just because of those skills. And then they get a taste of the sport and they just love it. And it's been so much fun to kind of help grow here.
You've had a myriad of experiences when it comes to lacrosse. You're from Maryland yourself. You mentioned the multi-sport athletes. I had the privilege of covering some of your team's games this season. You have one dual sport athlete I know for sure was a basketball player. You also have that local talent as well. 2 freshmen who were some of your leading goal scorers. Grace Geed, and I can't remember the other girl's name. Ruby Mason.
Yes.
Both teammates in high school, bringing it immediately that local talent and feel into Marion lacrosse. You guys had such a successful year this year.
Yes.
Likely because of the local talent that you had.
Yes, absolutely. Ella Grace Geed is, the first one for us that I have to talk about. They're both from Bishop Chatard, Ruby and Ella Grace. They really worked really worked well together. I had the privilege of coaching them through club. Just as we see Jack Meacham growing true here, I get to do the Indy Lacrosse Club here, and I just love working with those young women and being able to see the talent and continue to develop here. But some of my other players that I have to talk about are, Ashlyn Gray and Caitlin Gray, my twins.
Oh, yeah.
Neither one of them picking
Your
up
twins.
my twins. Yes, my twins. No, not my own, but I've claimed them. Neither one of them touched a lacrosse stick before their freshman year of college.
Yeah.
So they, originally came to Marion just because they love the school, and fantastic soccer and basketball athletes in their own right in high school. Really missed playing sports, and I said, why don't you try it? Why don't you come grab a stick for me? And they have really, both of them being named to all conference teams as well for us. And
unreal. They were so fun to watch this season.
So much fun.
I didn't realize that they had not played lacrosse at all before college. It's amazing.
No, it is, and it's funny. You talk about, that's my walk-on or something like that, and they're the ones leading your team and cause turnovers and goals and assists. It's really they're quite the force when it comes to that, and it's been such a privilege of mine. Actually, I have about 4 of my starters on my team did not play lacrosse prior to college, and they are really stellar athletes, really truly stellar athletes.
Well, that's a credit to good coaching.
I appreciate it. No, it's a credit to their hard work.
Yeah,
They are the ones putting in the work day in and day out. Got 2 Carmel girls as well. I have to, they seeing them now here, they're probably watching this, looking at their old field and listening to me and getting some PTSD, but that's all right.
I want to ask you last question about just the scope of lacrosse as a country. You coach in the NAIA. And I've been lucky enough to call a lot of NAIA women's lacrosse as well. That's a division that is players who maybe didn't want the big school lifestyle, or they didn't feel like they were getting enough scholarship money or what have you. They go to play at the NAIA level. Competition couldn't be better.
Yes.
When it comes to pound for pound, these teams playing each other. You had Lawrence Tech, #1 team in the country for most of the year. You guys cracked the top 10 at Marion. The Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, a Midwest conference, becoming very formidable as you guys have gone along. What's it like, and how do you see the growth continuing, maybe even for the NAIA as well?
Oh, the NAIA, I have seen the growth myself. This is my 5th year now in the NAIA, and it was something that I was unfamiliar with prior to coaching. So for me to learn what it was exactly, it's unaffiliated with the NCAA. We don't have divisions. However, we operate similar to a Division II level with athletic scholarships, commitment to play time, and all those kind of things. But really seeing the talent now, it's growing doing so much in the Midwest and the South. Florida has really taken over a lot of it as well. But a small conference, small schools, most of them religiously affiliated too, is a big piece of it. And not as much of like a money-driven proper entity as the NCAA might be. But it's been a lot of fun to work in the NAIA and see it growing. And yeah, for us, the WAC conference, the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, even for that name, I know. But the Michigan-Indiana combo there, we had 3 teams in the top 10, ourselves included. And to see us come out on top with Lawrence Tech winning the national championship, what a credit to the work that they've been able to do up there. Really exciting for all of us to see them win and pull it out. An exciting game, too, a 1-goal game.
Yep, wild, absolutely wild. Well, this was great. It's a good conversation. Can't wait for the second half.
Looking forward to it.
Let's send it to break and get back. You're watching IHSLA Semi-State on IndianaSRN. Second half coming through.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
Welcome back to Carmel High School and IndianaSRN's coverage of IHSLA Semi-State. Carmel has pumped it up in the first half to a 7-2 lead over the Cathedral Fighting Irish. It was once, however, 7-0. Alongside Allie Stork-Sneed, I'm Joey Lindstrom. Allie, it felt like Cathedral started to get a little bit of momentum right before the half. What do you think the halftime message was for Andy Gruber?
That they're finally finding their rhythm, right? It looked like they came in with a great plan and they had some great looks. It just wasn't the execution.
Yep.
I imagine that Andy Gruber is telling these guys, calm down. It's a big game, but it's not, this isn't unwinnable, right? Like, this is a game that they can still come back from. Keep that momentum on their side. Keep that faith in themselves that they are able to kind of pull this together and pull it out. Coming off quickly, I almost said draw. See, I knew I was going to say that at some point. Off the face-off. That's a little bit of a momentum shift here for Cathedral, but it could be a good one if they're able to get a good defensive stop. Carmel really taking their time.
You're referring to the draw in women's lacrosse. There's a bit of crossover from women's to men's, and it's certainly, obviously there's a lot more contact in men's and not as many fouls. You don't get what is called the free position in men's like you would in a women's game where you have a chance to pass or shoot at the goal. So a little idiosyncrasies here and there make both games very entertaining, but sometimes a little confusing with the differences for viewers at home.
Definitely. I think the biggest thing, the easy thing for people to realize, the primary difference is the women are not wearing pads. We wear these silly little goggles that, they're supposed to help us, but who knows. But no, really, it is the women's game when it comes to those free position shots. It's just to protect them off of those shots. So you'll just notice that last one that happened by Carmel came off of a player, right? Like that hit somebody.
Yep.
So for the women's game, their whole point, the reason we've got those lines, you can see them there kind of around the men's crease. Men's crease is right in the middle of it. But it is for the protection of our defensive players that they don't get hit with those errant shots like that, quite like they do in the men's game. Men's defenders, man, they love to jump in front of that shot, don't they?
It's the, I don't know
badge of honor.
I don't know about love. It's more of a yes. It's more of a duty.
Oh, sorry, that's the goalie in me. I love to jump.
Yeah,
in front.
right. Exactly. Yeah. Again, psycho.
See, I think I think for the men's game, I probably would have been a defender because I get to jump in front of the shot and run around.
There you go. Oh, another great
wow.
shot. Quinn Huber, a hat trick. 2 members of Carmel's team now tossing hats on the field. And beautiful work by the Canisius commit.
So pretty getting his hands free there. You'll notice that just that quick little movement, creating that defense, kind of pushing off his defender, getting those hands open, and a quick shot as soon as he has them free. Really impressive work there. Quinn Huber, he's going to make some noise up there at Canisius.
Eight to 2, our count now in favor of the Greyhounds. Chance to meet the winner of Hamilton Southeastern and South Bend St. Joe, also on IndianaSRN. And on Saturday, we will have all 3 title games for you. The club championship starting at 10:30. The 1A championship starting at 1 o'clock, and the 2A state championship at 3:30. Those games all hosted by Roncalli High School and on IndianaSRN. Nice turnover here for Kinesko.
Great save, quick movement here, and absolutely swarmed by the Carmel defense. They were able to drop so quickly into their zone.
One thing you definitely can't discount Carmel on is their hustle.
Oh, absolutely. That was a very, very fast drop there back to the defensive side. And, saying his name again, but Quinn Huber, that was an impressive defensive effort.
Huber's got 31 goals now in the year.
Wow. And All-State, made the first team All-State, really.
Bettner loses the ball on the way through. I get the feeling that Cathedral is starting to play a little more confidently as far as their transition goes.
Yes.
Just from a body language standpoint.
Yeah, they got their heads are up a little bit more than they were prior. They're still finding those opening looks, and you'll notice Cathedral likes to push it a little bit more on the fast break opportunity than Carmel does. Carmel will take their time. They'll wait, and they're going to wait to set up their offense. Also, they're able to do that when you've got a little bit of a goal lead here. But Cathedral's going to push it every time on the fast break, and Carmel so far doing a nice job hustling back on that. See if they're able to keep the tempo and keep Cathedral from those fast, kind of trying for those fast goals.
Crossan thought he had the beat on Panzer. You don't often see the long pole take a shot in the high school game.
I was going to say, I like a long pole shot.
They are fun to watch.
They
that's
are
for
fun.
sure.
Hard for the goalie to read, too. It's a totally different kind of trajectory. Yeah. And they don't practice it that often. So that was a nice save.
We're going to have a penalty here on Carmel. Coming up as soon as this ball is jarred loose and changes possession. This is Robbie Rapp.
Watch for Cathedral to keep trying to attack it here on the right side. Carmel's doing a nice job of locking him down on the right and forcing him to shots in the middle or off that left. What a great save.
This will be offside on Carmel, it looks like. This will be a 30-second penalty. Cathedral will be a man up. 7 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock. This penalty release at 6:32. So over halfway through our third quarter already.
Clock's going quickly here in the third quarter. Cathedral's going to have to put together a couple here. They want to pull it in a little bit closer.
Trying to find your space, as you alluded to earlier, Allie, when you're a man up. Carmel has been a man down twice now.
Yeah, they're going to have to pull. They're going to have to pull those defenders out to them. Oh, nice, great little.
That'll help for Carmel. Charlie Marsh pokes that one away.
Really great defensive effort to try and get the stick on that. Force Cathedral to make those passes quicker. But yeah, in these man-up opportunities, you want to pull the defender to the player with the ball, and both the players on either side as the biggest threats. Leave that backside or potentially the middle person open. That's who they've really... Cathedral keeps looking for the player posted up here in the middle. Think a little bit like basketball. There's some of those crossovers there happening.
Penalty is released, back at full strength.
Carmel doing a great job when they had that man-down defense, moving very fluidly amongst each other to really prevent any passes there in the middle at all.
It's just amazing how aggressive this defense is right now.
You can tell how hungry they are.
Buttery will come out of the cage. It's just over 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Good penalty kill from the Greyhounds.
Expect Carmel to take their time here. That's what I would do. Almost six minutes left, a little less, up by 6. I would not keep the ball. That'd be the goal. Oh, and that quick turnover. Nice aggressive defense here by Cathedral.
Jacob Mayer pokes that one away. And Cathedral back on the run for a clear.
Notice again how fast that Carmel defense drops in. They are really preventing Cathedral from playing the kind of game they want to.
On the run, Campbell Reed, free hands, lets her rip.
Wow.
Gets the goal to go. And Cathedral has their third goal of the day.
That was a really great shot. You'll see Cathedral finally realizing that they've got some more space there on the left side. They're giving him more space here, but what a great shot to be able to get his hands up and away. He was pretty well covered too, so even better shot there by Campbell Reed.
Big key today for Andy Gruber, as you said, was just to get high percentage looks to help gain some momentum. It's everything that Cathedral needs right now, down 8-3.
Absolutely.
Roseman wins the face-off.
Face-off's been a tough point so far today for Cathedral, but Carmel looking very sound.
Trig Lee is at the face-off X for Cathedral.
Again, expect Carmel to take some time. Looks like Cathedral's letting them wear a little bit of this clock out. That's one of the biggest differences here for me too, going from college to the high school game, is the lack of a shot clock. That's
holding it forever can be something to adjust to for sure.
Definitely, it's a much different strategy here at the high school level to be able to take some little bit more time. Where in college, you're not going to get the chance. You've got to keep going no matter what. Oh, wow.
Open look to the cage. Trying to flip hands was Leo Prosser.
Nice little off-stick shot. He was able to kind of cross his body there. Typically, though, just switch hands. Going to give you a little bit more. Pull those elbows up, out, and away, and you'll get a stronger shot. That one's a little bit easier for a goalie to save since it's don't have quite as much momentum coming off the ball. I guarantee he's going to come off. His coach is going to tell him that.
Yeah, watch the coaching points.
Yeah.
That's why I love calling games with coaches.
Yeah.
They're always saying, do this, don't do that.
Sorry, I can't help it. I'm
no.
just switch your hands. That'd be a way better shot. But for the goalie side, nice little confidence booster.
3.5 to play in the third quarter. Cathedral down 5. Trying to cut this lead in half. It was a nice deflection by Crossan.
You'll notice that about Carmel in general, their team. Their sticks are up in passing lanes a lot. They've had quite a few, whether they're taking away hands or they're being able to just kind of get deflected passes from the middle. They're getting their sticks on the ball. Can't quite control it.
Crossan was bouncing that like a basketball, trying to get it over to his goalie, Buttery, but instead it's Brock Rose.
Brock Rose with some wheels heading down the field.
Yeah, short stick D mid. He's all first team all hustle.
Yes, absolutely.
Prosser scoots it over to Weaver.
Great little split dodge. That was a nice dodge there for him to be able to get in front, but a couple more steps in front, he'd have a higher percentage goal or higher percentage angle on a goal. A little too excited, just bounced it right over.
Prosser gets the pick. Another big thing Carmel likes to do, use those picks from your teammates. Teammates are your best assets when you have the ball.
Absolutely. So often you'll see it in the high school game that, oh, we've got this player and we're going to play 1v1, but truly the best lacrosse teams are the ones that are able to play together. What a pretty save. And maintains possession off a strong shot.
Yeah, Fedorcha had Panzer dead to rights.
Yeah, he did. Everything.
All the space in the world there.
Yes, he really did.
Canesco bounces one past Buttery, but Cathedral retains possession. 2 minutes to go in the third.
A pretty skill people don't talk about often with goalies is how hard it is to maintain possession of the ball, especially on those high shots.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see it often. It hits and it pops right back out, but Panzer maintaining it, that's impressive.
Keeping that balance is just so tough.
Yeah, you got to punch your top hand as fast as you can, but also keep it soft at the same time. You'd be amazed at the difficulty that skill has.
Campbell Reed thought about it, but a beautiful slide from Connor Alderman. One of the most improved players on this defensive unit, according to Jack Meacham and his staff.
Carmel's defense truly playing as one. They are flowing together so well.
And Jack Meacham says, it's tough to look at Mason Buttery's stats and say, yeah, he's only giving up 6.89 goals a game. He doesn't have that many saves this season. Well, that's because our defense has been so good and we're not letting up a lot of shots.
Absolutely. So far in this game, Buttery, obviously, he's got, some fabulous stats here on the season, but it's easy to have a 55% save average when your defense is forcing shots like these.
Yep.
The defensive unit of Carmel is truly the ones that are doing all the work right now. Buttery just backing them up and helping lead it. That's been a great job.
Huber, hands free. Saved by Panzer again.
Panzer coming up big right now.
Battle at midfield.
You'll notice the beginning, Carmel was shooting exclusively low on Panzer, made a few saves, and now they're going a little bit of everywhere, which seems like Panzer's happy with that.
Buttery gets the save, ball's in the crease. He exited the goal mouth to go make that save. And now he gets it back up to Charlie Marsh. Jarred loose. Reyes got to be tired as ever as this third quarter finally winds down to a close. 8-3 after 3. You are watching Semi-State. You're on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Back at Carmel High School, Allie Stork-Snead, Joey Lindstrom. Carmel holds the advantage 8-3 after 3 quarters of action. 1 quarter separates these teams from a trip to the state finals, a place that both these teams have been very familiar. And at the top left corner of your screen, they just did a very routine procedure. They check a random player's stick. They chose Kyle Fedorcha, but they threw a flag because they've deemed his stick to be illegal. Now, for what reason, I'm not sure. Typically, it's because the pocket is too deep. If you can hold the stick parallel to your eyes and you can see the entire ball in the stick, in the net of the stick, then that would deem it illegal. But regardless, Cathedral's happy about it. They get to play a man up.
They're man up, and Carmel's without their best player.
Now, I'm not sure what happens to his stick. I don't know if he needs to tighten the bottom strings or anything, or
well, the stick's sitting on the scorer's table right now, and
Yeah,
I can only
I think he's
speak to the women's college game, but in the women's college game, that stick would be out for the rest of the game.
Okay.
So you can only check it at the quarters, and since we're in the fourth quarter, I'll be curious to kind of pay attention now and see how it is for the boys' high school.
For reference, in women's game, you can have a little bit of a pocket, no? Or do you have to have it completely flat?
No, you can have a little bit of a pocket, but you have to see at least a little bit of the ball over the sidewall. So that's the difference between men and women's, where the sidewall plastic, where the actual formation of the head, that's the big piece. So in women's, you have to see the ball over the top. In men's, it can be deeper, but you have to see at least part of the ball has to be touching the sidewall.
Well, Carmel is shaking off this penalty well so far. But we're going to have an alternate possession for a reason that I did not hear. So Cathedral gets the ball back. I believe that was an off-ball penalty regardless. Cathedral is a man up, and they take advantage.
Yep. Yes, they did.
Gus Art cuts the lead in half for the Greyhounds.
Pretty opportunity. Even he looked a little surprised he was open. I don't think Carmel expected them to go that quickly.
He's normally known for being the assist machine.
Yeah.
37 assists on the year, gets his first goal of the day and his 18th on the season.
I just love what he was able to do there. You saw it on the replay, but so quickly players will receive the ball, and if you're known for assisting, your first look isn't going to be to the goal, it's to the middle. It's to the person who just passed you the ball. See if they're cutting through, flashing in or not. But for him, he looked to the middle, and even he looked a little bit shocked he was there open.
And Carmel's penalty is unreleasable. So Brock Rose should not have been on the field. And Andy Gruber calling for maybe a delay of game. Regardless, though, the reason it's unreleasable is because of that stick penalty, their illegal stick penalty.
Now notice Cathedral's got an extra person here fighting for the faceoff, but Carmel's still able to come away with it.
Roseman wins that faceoff. 11 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. And another whistle. This time, a timeout in favor of the Greyhounds, and we'll take one with them. You're watching Semi-State on IndianaSRN, and it's getting good.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Back at a dramatic Carmel football stadium, Andy Gruber fighting for his team, and I have to tend to agree. I believe that what should have happened on that face-off procedure was a violation because of Rose's presence for Carmel on the field while they're still trying to serve a penalty being man down here.
Right.
But regardless, Carmel has the ball after the Ethan Roseman win. After the Cole Roseman, rather, after his win at the face-off X. So now Cathedral trying to double.
Yep, they're working their best to get this ball back, knowing that's,
No penalty called. Kinesko with a nice check on the body.
Little wrap around there.
No
able
doubt.
to get piece of the stick. I don't know how, but he was.
This will release at 10 minutes.
This is one of those prime examples. My players are going to giggle if they're watching, but that ball never lies right there. Knowing as a coach, you have to be able to shake off those things sometimes when the officials make a difficult decision, but trust that ball is going to come back to you. She's always honest.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
Retner and Cathedral working here. Carmel is about to be back at even strength again defensively. And here comes Shelburne. A turnover for Cathedral. Yields the ball back to Carmel.
This is still really exciting. A little less than 10 minutes left in this game, but 4 goals in Lacrosse is not much at all of a lead. This is quite becoming a close game after this half.
Yeah, do you think Carmel would like a bigger, I mean, obviously like a bigger lead, but do you think just from a comfort standpoint,
absolutely,
you prefer to have a 5 to 6 goal lead at this point?
Yes, especially if you're going to play the way that they want to play. There you have it right there.
There you go.
If you want to play the way that they want to play, and they want to stall time and eat it up a little bit, you have to have more than a 4-goal lead, because any little mistake can kind of start eating away at that. But making it 5 now, that was a great little quick switch. You'll see Cathedral pushing out really far and able to just really beat him here. Jackson Weaver able to beat him with his feet, outrunning the defense.
His 14th goal in the year, first of the day. It's 9-4 Carmel.
He looks like he was just getting warmed up. His legs don't look tired yet.
Not yet. Face-off violation. Goes back to the Greyhounds. Two members of the Carmel team with hat tricks today. Other scorers, Prosser, Weaver. Very impressive bout so far. But you're right, this game's not over yet. 9:15 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Still a lot of time, but if Cathedral wants to kind of edge their way back into this game, they're going to have to make some risky choices here on defense. They need time. They can't allow Carmel to just pass this ball around and eat up the clock.
Difference for Andy Gruber from last season to this year has been the youth of this Cathedral team. Last year they had almost every single position started and filled by a senior.
Wow.
Big reason why they're able to make state. But then this year, losing those guys to graduation obviously has an effect on your team. But there's some real young talent on this squad, but a beautiful shot from Jack Henney.
Pretty shot on that side. Taking advantage of the left side again.
That is his first goal of the season by our statistics and our reference.
I think he makes this with a right hand as well. What a, wow, low angle shot there coming off with his right hand, being able to put it there on a little sliver of the goalie's kind of their left side, off stick side. But wow, impressive accuracy right there at the hip.
And to give Carmel that comfortable 6-goal lead.
That's exactly what they're going to want.
This is Jackson Edwards now at the faceoff X. He's getting in a battle here. This is going to be a flag, probably a push with possession from Cole Roseman.
Both teams realizing this game, season's on the line, and your emotions are going to start to flare, and you're going to be working for it really, really hard. You like to see the passion out of your players, but keeping it controlled.
So this will be the third time Carmel will be a man down. I beg your pardon, the fourth time that Carmel will be a man down. And this will be a 1-minute penalty. Cathedral, a man up. Only 1 goal today when the Irish have been up a player.
Let's see a little bit of that with the youth, right? That Carmel has a lot of game maturity when it comes to pace of play and when it comes to their aggression when they need it at certain times. Kind of a controlled aggression. Officials have done a nice job of containing it when it starts to get out of hand, but yeah, truly with that, going back to the Cathedral having such a young squad, you can see it a little bit with their early seasons, not having so many wins coming in early. They just needed players to get that in-game. Wow.
Quick stick goal.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that back. Pretty ball movement.
Campbell Reed to Gus Art. Beautifully done.
That quick ball movement by the Cathedral, they've been looking for this all day. You can tell Carmel's been leaving the backside like that, but they just haven't been able to execute those passes. So nice to see them do it quickly again. Very pretty.
10-5 our count now. Cathedral splits the lead in half once again. That is pretty lacrosse right there.
That is what you want to see. Oh my gosh, if you're Huber, you're loving every second of that.
Roseman easily wins the faceoff. Gonna take it himself off the post. What could have been. And now Weaver gets the key ground ball. 7.5 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Now you'll see Cathedrals has to play risky, right? They've got time is ticking down. They're down by 5. They're not going to be able to allow Carmel to just hold it. See the slow approach. I love a good slow-mo approach here by the defender. He's going to get nice, kind of slowly creep his way out there and then use a good change of speed when he gets about a stick length in, waiting for them to execute it. You can see it. They're wanting to do it. Playing defense in open space is one of the hardest things that you can do because there's so many directions they can beat you, especially when Carmel has as much speed as they have. It's great to see Cathedral be a little bit more aggressive and try and getting a piece of that ball.
Free hand on the left side. Shots wide of the cage from Rafalco. And Cathedral takes another timeout. Andy Gruber and his squad regrouping for a late push. 6:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back here on IndianaSRN.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
(10-5) our count. 6:40 left to play. A trip to Roncalli in the state championship on the line here today between Carmel and Cathedral. We'll play the winner of Hamilton Southeastern and South Bend St. Joe. You can catch that game right after you're done watching ours on IndianaSRN. It started at 7 p.m. So have quite a bit of lacrosse to watch after our game ends here.
The best week of the high school season is happening right now.
That's right.
Lots of girls' games are happening right now as well. Heritage Christian, you can watch those. And
semi-state tonight.
Semi-states tonight for 1A. Last night the 2A played. And
you'll be on the call on Saturday for both Class state championships.
I will be at 1:30 and 4:30 over at Heritage Christian. I can't wait to watch them. It'll be fun. I love men's lacrosse. I love lacrosse in general and calling out the men's games, but a little bit more passionate about the girls.
Yes,
so I can't wait
okay.
to.
And understandable.
Oh, another great save.
Yeah, beautiful save by Brian Panzer. He has had quite a few saves today that really have been impressive. For a guy who had to take away so much time, I mean, he couldn't walk for 6 weeks after a pelvis injury.
It's just
gets himself right. 9 weeks to get back to starting to get in lacrosse shape. Very unprecedented what he's been able to do and get himself back onto the field and make saves like that.
Right, onto the field, and the confidence to stand in front of some of these shots. Stand strong as well. I mean, not giving up much.
Open look for Charlie Marsh. Got hit on the way through.
Charlie Rafalco to number 3, Charlie Marsh.
Rafalco on the assist. 11th goal for Carmel. 5:41 to play. Marsh a little shaken up here, but regardless, gets the long pole goal.
Yeah. That's exciting. We were just talking, we're watching him coming off, making sure he's all right, but exciting. We got a long pole goal today.
You love to see a pole go.
I do. I like, he put himself right in that prime spot there at the very corner, right at the edge of the crease, where if a defender's going to slide and make a choice, they've got to make the choice really quickly, whether they're going to move to ball or move to somebody closer to the center of the goal and leave the backside open. To see a long pole have that kind of the IQ there on the attacking end to put himself in that position, that was great to see. See the coaches getting a little bit heated, making sure the game stays nice and safe.
So it looks like Carmel is actually going to be a man down. I believe they may have still tabbed Charlie Marsh with a penalty here for taking off his helmet, despite the fact that he felt like he needed to because he was in pain. So I think that's a delay of game. It's just going to be a 30-second penalty for Carmel. Cathedral still has not been a man down at any point today. This is the opportunity for them to get another goal here.
Oh, another quick.
Beautifully done. Gus Ard has a hat trick.
Finding that quick ball movement. Cathedral has been looking for that all day, but it's been the pass in the middle they just haven't been able to handle. Finding two really quickly that way. Such a pretty look. Top shelf.
Bedic with the assist.
Really great assist there, too, by Bedic to have the eyes on him. Fabulous pass through two defenders. Really, really nice look. And quick, still keeping it a 5-goal game with a little over 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 25 seconds to go. And winning the face-off. Expect another fast one.
And a penalty likely on Charlie Marsh there. So 2 in a row for number 3. This one's a slash. And it'll be a minute penalty. Cathedral will be a man up once again. An 11-6 our count. 5:16 to go. Andy Gruber wants another timeout. We'll take one with him here on IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
(11-6) our count here at Carmel High School. Chance for Cathedral being a man up now to inch closer and closer. They don't have a lot of time to get 5 goals on the board to tie. 5 whole minutes, Allie.
5 minutes.
But they've had opportunities in man up, and they've converted those opportunities.
Well, and you could I mean, truly, it was just there. That first quarter for Cathedral has been the difference maker in this whole game, because that's probably the youth of this team coming through. A little bit of nerves happening in the beginning of this game, but they've managed to pull it together and get some nice looks. You could tell they had a great plan coming into this game. They knew what to do against Carmel. They just couldn't execute, and now the execution's coming together. I'm looking for an exciting 5 minutes left of this game. Certainly far from over.
Bedic. 3 out of the 6.
Notice that quick ball movement, looking for the person on the inside. Trying to pick apart how quickly that Carmel defense can move, but...
Skip pass, crossing. Very opportunistic to seek that one out.
Great job keeping the sticks up there, too.
He's clearing across.
Oh, look at him.
Dumps to X. Thought better of it.
Yep.
Crosser up to Huber, and Carmel will set up.
Nice little fake flip pass there.
Penalty will release in about 15 seconds for the Greyhounds. Until then, Cathedral's going to try to get as close as they can to checking this ball away.
Carmel, of course, relying on Quinn Huber here. Very dominant ball handler. Feels very confident with that ball in his stick. And a shot. Wow.
Huber again, his 4th goal of the day.
Really what makes Huber so different here is he has so much patience, even with full pressure on him, that when he's exhausted, he has his second level. He's able to change speed. Watch him go, just walking, standing still, exploding through this, catching the defense off guard, and a nice quick switch of the hands as well, and a good shot.
Very talented player, headed to the MAC next year.
Oh, they're going to like him.
MAAC MAC. Canisius playing against Quinnipiac and Marist, among others. Roseman wins that face-off and dumps it to Weaver.
Marist. Joey, you know Marist.
I do, yeah. Long time playing against Marist football team. Got a pretty good lacrosse team. Made the tournament this year as well, winning the MAC.
There's some good talent up there in the MAAC.
And he'll likely be playing against Cal Fedorcha next year. Bryant and Canisius, definitely not unfamiliar foes when they play early in the season. Bryant in the Northeast Conference. Brad Moss, new head coach up in Bryant. Under 3.5 to play in this semi-state matchup. Carmel Cathedral have done battle for nearly 48 minutes, and it has been entertaining from start to finish. There's Bettner.
You'll notice Cathedral using a lot of their sideline. They're trying to put in some fresh legs here early and often.
Reed almost bad angle shot for Reed, trying to get it underneath the feet there of Rose. If anybody's going to make that shot, it's Cathedral's leading goal scorer. Got 1 goal today.
Cathedral trying to push the pace, trying to get this more veteran, and been playing a lot longer here. This Carmel defense that might be a little bit tired, putting in some fresh legs and moving it around a bit.
It's going to be a loose ball push on Mason Bardwell. Up to Clark. Had a little bit of room and takes advantage. Austin Clark brings Cathedral back within 5 with 2.5 to play.
Austin Clark, a great, strong goal here. Confident to come off again, using that change of speed. Right, quick little dodge, keeping it in his dominant hand. Shooting, I mean, three defenders in his way.
Yep. Just had that little bit of space and took advantage.
Fabulous window. Way to see it.
You need this face-off win, though, and Cole Roseman has been very quick with his hands against Edwards in this second half. Edwards gets a nice push. Oh, a lot of contact at midfield. Edwards ends up with it. No call. Cathedral needs a goal quick.
About 2:15 left on the clock here. Still down 5. It's not over, but they're going to have to go very quickly.
Retner. Underneath. Almost a great little leg sweep to a goal.
We've had a lot of luck on that side. Can't fault him for keeping trying on that spot.
Reed, a little bit of room, wide of the cage.
It's a good shot. Those are sometimes tough shots for coaches where, you want it, and if you can get it on cage, we're happy, but I'm surprised Carmel gave him so much room on that. I think Carmel's defense getting a little bit tired.
Yeah, under 2 minutes to play here. At 5-goal lead. Probably natural to slough off just a little bit. That shot's blocked in front.
Wow.
I think either Bardwell or Bedich took one to the shins. It looks like it was Bedich. He's coming up hoppling a little bit. 90 seconds to play. Ball jarred loose.
Now they're knocked down pass. Carmel's defense just really being able to get sticks on it.
Bonacuse sweeping through. Defenders all over him, and Buttery collects.
Thought he could split them, but Carmel was able to kind of close that window quickly, get on top of it. Here we go, goalie coming far out. Moving that ball quickly.
Final minute of play. Just a score update that we just received. Hamilton Southeastern, midway through the third quarter, up 7-0 against South Bend St. Joe. So if that score holds, we'll have a rematch of the 2021 state final.
My goodness, we have a rematch of the 2022 state final on the girls' side.
There we go.
We'll have Carmel versus Guerin. Both Carmel teams.
Reed at a spin around shot. That's going to be a lot of fun on the women's side. There's no doubt about that. Now 33 seconds to go. Cathedral will end the game how they spent most of the game, which is man up. Or Carmel most likely will walk out of their home stadium with a win to take themselves as the number 1 seed to Roncalli for the 2A state title game.
Going to be an exciting game. I think we can safely call this one. Only takes 4 seconds to score a goal in lacrosse, but with this Carmel defense, it's going to take you a little bit more than that. So
it would be nothing short of a miracle if Cathedral can pop off 5 goals in that time.
Clock still winding down.
And a turnover here will end Cathedral's possession. Carmel likely to run it out. The 1A Lacrosse State Championship for the women's side will begin at 1:30, and the 2A will be at 4:30. Those games hosted by Heritage Christian. Allie, you will be on the call.
I will be.
Jarrett Lewis coming back in town to be on play-by-play. Chuck, you'll be our producer Chuck will be directing that game. Going to be a lot of fun. And for Carmel, they return to the state title game after missing out last season, losing to HSC in semi-state last year, losing to HSC in state 2 years ago. Is revenge on the table for the Carmel Greyhounds come Saturday, should HSC's score hold over in Fishers. But a great effort from Cathedral. Carmel victorious 12-7. How did they get it done today, Allie?
Oh, I mean, they just got it done with so much maturity and poise. Truly poised on both ends. They had great control when it came to offense and being able to move that ball quickly. Great shooting as well. Really nice placement when it came to, the opportunities that they were taking. They did take high percentage goal shots, right? That's what they were looking to do. They hit that key of the game. And then on the defensive end, truly, Carmel's defense is something else to watch. They are moving so fluidly together. Their sticks are up in passing lanes. I don't even know how many knockdowns they had and opportunities they were able to just keep away from Cathedral. Really, Carmel looking like a very solid squad heading into this state championship game.
Whoever they play, it is going to be a tall order against this team. They moved to 15-5 overall on the season. Hats off to Cathedral on a great season. Andy Gruber's squad finishes 6-13, but they make another trip to semi-state. And the Greyhounds of Carmel book their ticket to Roncalli on Saturday at 3:30 right here on IndianaSRN. So, for Allie Stork-Sneed, for Chuck Levine, our producer, and for our cameraman who did a great job tonight, Nick Lewis, I'm Joey Lindstrom saying so long, and we will see you for the state championships on Saturday. Roncalli and Heritage Christian for the boys and the girls right here on IndianaSRN.